The 60 Minutes interview was a great chance to hear Harry and Meghan's story, in case you missed their 2-hour sit-down with Oprah or their 6-part Netflix documentary.
Harry says, how do you explain to someone who just started dating that they have to curtsy to your own grandmother?
How do you explain that you bow to your grandmother and that you will need to curtsy, especially to an American? Like, that's weird.
Maybe just tell her that your grandmother is the queen and you're in the royal family.
Michael, we like to apologise. Unfortunately, William's hair was unable to make it this evening.
Place in microwave. What is microwave? I don't think we have any of that. Harry, do we have any microwave?
Are you fucking dumb?
It's a microwave, silly.
Don't talk to me like that, you bitch! I'm a fucking duchess! Shake that off!
Oh!
Damn! Said, let us have an end to this debate about what makes a good man, and be one.
There you go.
You can use that.
Good knowledge.
You can use that.
That's the part. That's the part we're editing out of this interview. Boy, right there. All right.
Very
unlike
similar
what?
to this experience.
Unlike what?
That's right, you can carry on. You were doing great, you were doing great.
No, you're doing great.
Later in the press conference, a reporter asked Trump about Meghan Markle, and this is what he had to say about her.
I'm not a fan of hers, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry. She's going to need it.
Wow. Who had Meghan Markle on their random Trump insults bingo card? Anyone? If you're keeping track, Meghan Markle's got beef with the Queen of England and the President of the United States.
She is an absolute user of the media. She uses every conceivable way to try and play the victim and score points.
Harry, you're such a moderate achiever. How do you stay at the top of the middle of your game?
An early start's important, so my butler Perkins gets up at 5 a.m. and does a 10K.
Prince Harry, whose memoir just broke the Guinness record for fastest-selling non-fiction book of all time. They're now releasing a version for kids. I don't know if you know about this. It's a twist on The Princess and the Pea. It's called The Prince and the Penis, and it's,
What? What the fuck?
Oh, I really am a middleman for jars of jam. and tiny yogurts.
What? He works for Meghan Markle.
Yes.
Really tiny jams, harvestable jams.
Yes, exactly.
Made from the oils of Montecito.
If Jimbo Reynolds wasn't dead, I would say he is adjacent.
Oprah's bombshell interview with Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Oprah started it off like, what's going on? Then Meghan cut right to the chase. She was like, we'll never be royal. So she and Harry packed their bags and told the royal family, bye, bye, bye. Fortunately, Tyler Perry gave the couple a place to live. He was like, oh, won't you stay with me?
No more following Granny's rules.
You sure about that?
If I want to play polo in my living room, who's going to stop me?
Stop that.
Right away, Megs.
Another big revelation was that Meghan said that she and Harry actually got married 3 days before the royal wedding. Great, now I feel like a fool for waking up at 5 a.m. to watch two married people get married.
Harry, get your limey ginger ass down here and clear this up!
Jimmy Kimmel just did what almost nobody in Hollywood has the guts to do. He torched Harry and Meghan on live TV. When Harry's memoir broke the Guinness record for fastest-selling nonfiction book, Kimmel didn't cheer. He laughed at it. He turned the entire story into a kids' book parody called The Prince and the Penis, dragging Harry on primetime TV like it was nothing. But Kimmel didn't stop there. He went straight for Harry's ego. He mocked his looks, comparing him to Screech, the awkward, goofy character nobody ever wanted to be. It wasn't shade. It was a full-blown roast, and the audience knew it.
And by the way, they should hope that the kid looks more like Meghan than Harry. No offense, but Harry kind of looks like the guy who played Screech, may he rest in peace.
But that was nothing compared to what came next. Kimmel tore apart their whole racism storyline, saying what millions were already thinking. He mocked the idea that Harry and Meghan ran to America, one of the loudest, messiest countries on earth when it comes to race, because they wanted to escape racism. The crowd couldn't even hold in their laughter. It sounded ridiculous, and Kimmel made sure everyone knew it.
Harry said racism was a big part of their decision to leave, which you know things are bad at Buckingham Palace if they came to America to get away from racism.
Harry and Meghan wanted out, so they did the one thing guaranteed to explode. They threw his own family under the bus and called them racist to justify the escape. And that's when everything flipped. Jimmy Kimmel cracked the door open, and suddenly Hollywood stopped pretending. The whole entertainment world started piling on, one joke after another. But here's where it gets dark. Spitting Image, the show that mocked Harry and Meghan for years, didn't just get backlash. They got sued. Yes, sued for making internet jokes.
California, we're just a regular couple living close to Oprah and far from the paparazzi. Woo! But not too.
Their videos vanished overnight, wiped clean like someone wanted the whole thing erased. And we might know exactly who pushed that lawsuit. We'll get to that in a moment. But first, you need to see how late-night TV turned on them. Jimmy Fallon jumped in next, roasting Meghan's weird pretzel bag obsession. The one where she takes pretzels from one bag and pours them into another. Like she invented some groundbreaking lifestyle trick.
What is the #1 question that mystifies scientists? #1 question.
Mystifies scientists. Is there life on another planet?
Oh, no. Why does Meghan Markle make her own pretzel bags? They don't know why.
That's interesting. She takes it from one bag and puts it in another bag.
It's another bag.
And that confuses people.
This, we're just gonna put into a different bag.
It was peak rich and clueless behavior, and the internet pounced instantly.
I read that Harry and Meghan met on a blind date. Here's how they planned it. Meghan was like, I'll be wearing a blue shirt. And Harry was like, I'll be Prince Harry.
Influencers smelled an easy win and started pumping out parody videos of Meghan's Netflix-style lifestyle moments.
My name is Megan Sussex now. Call me Meghan Markle one more time, Mindy Kaling.
They mocked her for pouring snacks into fancy bags like it was some groundbreaking achievement, turning her whole routine into a running joke online.
Take the snack out of one bag and then move them into another bag and then label this new bag, even though this bag already has a label.
Then they went after her over-the-top water ceremony with flower petals floating around like she was summoning spirits, because apparently normal tap water just isn't good enough for Meghan. The internet tore it apart instantly.
How I prepare water for my guests. Some water that I got from the spring in my backyard. Whatever you do, don't use tap water. I'm just gonna sneak a taste. You flower petal. H is always calling water water.
And of course, there was the painfully fake flower arranging moment, where she pretends she's telling a story with roses, as if anyone on earth was begging to hear Meghan explain the deep meaning of a bouquet. The internet rolled its eyes instantly.
Any type of flower arranging is just telling a story. What story do you want to tell? Maybe leave the country. Maybe disown your dad. Be creative with it.
These weren't random internet trolls. These were creators with millions of followers turning Meghan into a full-blown meme. The pretzel bag moment became iconic, but for all the wrong reasons.
Mindy and I are such great friends, like besties. Like, I love her. Like, she doesn't know my name, but we're best friends.
And the American comedians were only warming up. The British, they came in swinging. Jimmy Carr opened with the question nobody in Hollywood dared to say out loud. How does a woman who calls herself a lifelong feminist quit her job just to marry into a royal family?
I said Meghan Markle is, of course, a lifelong feminist, which she's demonstrated by marrying a prince and giving up her job.
The hypocrisy was just too big to ignore. And then Carr went straight for the kill shot, dragging up the one thing Harry desperately wishes the world would forget.
The royal family, right, if you can imagine, they're like our Kardashian. Prince Harry is very much our Kanye. He occasionally dresses as a Nazi, and he f***ed up.
The Nazi costume. It always comes back to the Nazi costume. But at least Jimmy Carr turned it into a joke. Simon Brodkin didn't even bother with jokes.
Don't know how to break this to H. But if you weren't in the royal family, M wouldn't be with you.
He wasn't trying to be polite anymore. He actually sat down and watched their entire Netflix documentary, like a loyal viewer hoping to finally understand their side. Huge mistake.
I watched the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Now, I'll be honest with you, before I watched it, I was not a fan of theirs. But now I've actually heard their side of the story, I hate them.
That's the effect they have on people. You start with an open mind, willing to hear them out, and you end up liking them even less than before. Honestly, it's almost impressive how fast they can push people away.
They started off and they're making interesting points about racism and misogyny. Then they start calling each other H and M, and I just thought, oh, do f off.
They actually had real points to make about racism and misogyny, serious issues that deserve real conversation. And then they blew it by turning everything into their cutesy couple nicknames and personal pity stories. Any self-awareness they should have had, completely gone.
They were complaining that to pay for their own security. They were not happy about that. Yeah, they were very worried about their safety, which I get that aspect of things. After 6 episodes, I wanted to attack.
Imagine making a documentary so irritating that viewers start joking about wanting to be the security threat. That's how unbearable it was.
Describing this one date with Meghan as the night, let me quote you here, me and Em pulled the pin on a fun grenade. I actually started rooting for Prince.
And then Kelly Osbourne jumped in, and she wasn't there to play nice. She called out Harry's nonstop victim act like she was reading him for filth.
I think Harry's a f***ing twat. He's a whining, whinging, complaining, woe is me, I'm the only one that's ever had mental problems.
Everyone's got problems, Harry. You're not special. And then she brought up the giant elephant in the room, the one everyone tiptoes around but secretly talks about anyway.
Like, my life was so hard. Everybody's f***ing life is hard.
Yeah,
you were
true.
the prince of a goddamn country who dressed up as a f***ing Nazi, and now you're trying to come back as the Pope? Suck it.
You can't dress up as a Nazi for Halloween and then try to rebrand yourself as a global humanitarian. Life doesn't work like that. The British public wasn't just tired of them, they were disgusted. But the roasting didn't stop there. It climbed all the way to one of the biggest comedy stages on Earth, Saturday Night Live, and SNL went after Harry and Meghan with a level of accuracy that made people shift in their seats.
My brother's fiancée, Miss Meghan Markle, is on the American program Suits.
Yes, Wednesdays, 8 p.m, USA Network.
The only difference between that show and this is people watch this.
That was a direct shot at Meghan's acting career, basically saying no one actually watched Suits. The crowd burst out laughing, and you know Harry saw it, but SNL didn't hit pause. They pushed even harder.
Whenever the kids are being fussy and not going to bed, she puts on an episode of Suits and they're out. So,
what are you doing?
Ow! Stop it!
Stop using Meghan's show as a sleep aid for kids. That's brutal.
Come on, just shave it, Will.
Okay, just shut up about the hair.
What hair? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I made him mad. I love.
And the roast hit another level when Stephen Colbert, host of The Late Show, jumped in, mocking how the Duchess acted like sheep, had no clue what she signed up for. Yet, just like she didn't know she had to bow to the Queen. Next, show claims she didn't know royals actually live in castles.
Marrying the monarchy, what did you think it was going to be like?
Well, I didn't do any research about what that would mean.
You didn't do any research?
No. I've never looked up my husband online.
What? Then came Stephen Colbert's reality check. Brutal, funny, and straight to the point. It crushed Meghan's fake I had no idea act, showing her royal cluelessness wasn't innocent at all. It was pure comedy gold.
Let me introduce this thing called Google, okay? Over there, I think it's called Lori. It's full of useful information. For instance, turns out your husband knew Princess Di. That might have been a hint that this was going to be a rough gig.
And hold up, that wasn't even the end. Colbert went further, handing Meghan a homework list of royals to Google. Yes, even including her own husband, just so she could finally understand what she had actually signed up for from the start.
Also, while you're Googling, you might want to try the combo Andrew, Island, and Epstein.
And there you have it. Colbert tore her apart, roasting her to the bone. That's what happens when you run your mouth without homework. You get scorched. Her fake, authentic act didn't just flop. It came with the fire truck sirens blasting on it.
Oh, and if you don't Google things, you're the only person I can show this to. It's a cat who plays the electric piano. You had to be there. In 2007.
But the mockery got downright weird after Harry and Meghan quit royal life. Madame Tussauds in London yanked their wax figures from the royal family display, and Conan O'Brien ran a whole bit imagining ridiculous places they might have ended up.
I was curious what they did with Harry and Meghan's wax figures, so I found the museum employee who's temporarily storing them.
He brought on a museum employee character who was disturbingly obsessed with the wax figures, creepy enough to make the audience laugh and squirm at the same time.
Oliver, you have generously offered to keep the wax figures of Harry and Meghan safe.
Yeah, that's correct. And if I may, I would just like to say that I'm definitely not using the wax figures for sex.
The skit wrapped with a punchline so weird and uncomfortable, it left the audience laughing and cringing at the same time.
They are in a loving home, and I treat them better than the museum ever did. They didn't appreciate Meghan's soft hands or Harry's supple...
But the embarrassment went even further when Trevor Noah brought up something that still makes people cringe every time it resurfaces.
Prince Harry really did that. At a movie premiere last year, he asked the CEO of Disney to hook his wife up with voiceovers.
This is what it's come to. A prince roaming movie premieres trying to network for his wife's voiceover career. The monarchy used to create political alliances through marriage. Now Harry's out here begging Disney executives for favors.
You gotta admit, the monarchy has fallen off, right? No, because back in the day, it used to be like, if you marry my daughter, I'll give you Burgundy.
Kingdoms and territories used to be on the table. Now it's Disney gigs and podcast deals. The downgrade is so dramatic, it almost doesn't feel real.
And now it's like, my wife actually does a pretty good Timon. You should hear her. Come on, baby, do the thing. Hakuna Matata, do the thing.
The downgrade is almost tragic, and their Netflix content basically turned into meme fuel. Family Guy nailed the absurdity of their whole situation with one joke that said more than their entire documentary.
Sir, your millions from Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
Millions from Netflix for content nobody can even explain. Sponsored posts worth more than most people make in a whole year. And remember that puppet show we mentioned? The one that got wiped off the internet? We're about to show you exactly what got them in trouble.
But about television, do you have a Netflix account?
Yeah. It's got about $9 million in it.
Mama lad!
But first, you need to hear what one comedian said that made everything else look soft. Some comedians stopped joking and started saying the things everyone else was too scared to say. And nobody hit harder than Godfrey. He went straight for the biggest narrative Meghan and Harry built their entire brand on.
She's like, I can't believe they were racist. Wait, the whitest family on the planet. The original motherfuckers.
Meghan acting shocked that the royal family might have questions about race is almost laughable. They are literally the most historically white family on the planet. What did she expect? But here's where it gets interesting. Godfrey admitted something everyone was already thinking, but nobody dared to say out loud.
They wanted to know what color the kid would be. I did too. I was like, he's gonna be super, super light-skinned? What black will we see? We all wanted to know.
That's not racism. That's basic human curiosity. But Meghan twisted normal questions into ammunition for her never-ending victim story. And Godfrey wasn't done. He called out her newest interview with Jamie Kern-Lima, where Meghan once again played the busy, overwhelmed Duchess, card like she's carrying the weight of the world.
Meg does her little phony, like, I'm so busy just doing, like, so much wealthy stuff. I have the show, the podcast, I'm a duchess, I have all this wealth. It's just so many busy things as a wealthy person.
So busy?
It was so fake. I was like, oh.
The fake photos, the pretend busy routine, the podcast nobody listens to, the Duchess title she clings to while trashing the very institution that gave it to her. It was all painfully obvious. And the mockery didn't stop with comedians calling out their nonsense. Even people inside their own social circles started backing away. Remember when Meghan showed up at that yoga studio and suddenly the whole moment turned into a drama of its own?
Is this true? Meghan Markle has ruined your workout regime. Is this true? If so, how?
Yes, she has.
Meghan can't do anything without turning it into a spectacle. Even a simple workout somehow becomes a full-blown PR moment, like she's always performing for an invisible audience.
Well, she came into New York last weekend,
Yeah.
and she went to a yoga place called Moto Yoga, which is my yoga place. It's
Right.
where I always...
She had her own quiet spot to decompress, and then Meghan walked in and instantly turned the whole place into a circus. One person trying to relax, the other acting like every room is another stage.
They have places in LA and New York, but now that she went there, everyone's gonna wanna go there.
Right.
And there's not gonna be any room. It's gonna be harder to get into.
That's the Meghan effect. Everything she touches instantly becomes about her, and everyone around her ends up dealing with the fallout. The resentment wasn't just coming from comedians anymore, it was everywhere. Now for the moment you've been waiting for, the clips that were too brutal to survive online. Spitting Image, the legendary British satire show, produced what might be the most savage takedown of Meghan's Netflix series ever filmed. And then it suddenly vanished. Most of their Meghan and Harry videos were wiped from their YouTube channel after alleged legal pressure. They even had to make a video explaining why everything disappeared.
Today, we bow our heads in memory of the fallen.
More episodes have been removed from YouTube.
So what was so brutal, it had to be erased. Their entire takedown targeted her Netflix show, With Love, Meghan. And they didn't just mock it, they obliterated it. The parody was so harsh, so on the nose, it's no wonder someone wanted it gone.
I'm Meghan Sussex, and I'm a good person. And I'm meeting another good person today, the wonderful Ariana Grande.
Oh my God, Meghan, you're such a good person.
Yes, that's why I'm going to talk to you like you're an idiot.
With Love, Meghan was supposed to be this warm, authentic lifestyle show, but Spitting Image turned it into a full masterclass in performative nonsense, exposing every fake smile, every staged moment, every overproduced scene she tried to pass off as real.
I'm preparing my guests some soul food that my British husband calls a packet of crisps. Can be a tricky dish to master, especially when a packet is being... Oh my God, you've been knocked down by the crisps. So vulnerable. I love it.
I'm just down here holding space.
And now, the finishing touches. A flower.
The soul food moment exposed exactly what the show really was, taking normal, everyday things, and repackaging them as some kind of premium lifestyle magic. A simple packet of crisps suddenly becomes a whole event the second Meghan lays a hand on it.
Like and subscribe to learn how to breathe, how as a finishing touch, sticking flowers on anything means you made it with love, and I share the secret to a happy marriage.
Fuck's sake, H! Don't make me get the electric collar out.
Sorry, love. I think my arm's gone dead.
They mocked every part of the show, the dramatic breathwork lessons, the overly poetic flower arranging, the non-stop urge to make every tiny thing look aspirational and expensive. Nothing was safe because the whole vibe screamed staged luxury instead of real life.
Hold it steady, you ginger pots!
Hello, followers. You know little old me is a high-profile, high-success, global brand-creating, vulnerable, and humble business leader. Which means I no longer have time for my lifestyle show, which was such a hit that I'm now in talks with Netflix to pivot to 6 seasons of no more episodes. I've decided my time is better spent doing less, and so I'll be coming on here to patronize you through your phone.
And this is where it turns brutal. They exposed the core contradiction of With Love, Meghan, a show that flopped so hard she's now pretending that doing less content is somehow growth. Personally, I think Meghan and Harry had a hand in the ban. We all remember how they tried to intimidate South Park after the worldwide privacy tour episode. But the creators didn't budge. They're too big to scare. Spitting Image, though, much easier to pressure, much easier to silence. And suddenly all their Meghan and Harry videos vanished. You just saw the kind of content someone definitely didn't want the world to see. So what does all this mean for their future? Honestly, they're digging their own graves. Every lawsuit, every attempt to shut down critics, every tone-deaf lifestyle stunt just makes people dislike them even more. They had a chance to rebuild, to be real, to show growth, and instead they doubled down on performative victimhood. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure you subscribe for more royal drama.